Billionaire brings a single dad to her sister's wedding. The groom calls him boss. The invitation came wrapped in gold foil, thick enough to feel like a small book. Amelia Harrington, Billionaire CEO of Harrington Tech, turned it over in her hands with a sigh. Her younger sister, Lila, was getting married at last. A royal-level affair, of course. A weekend wedding in Italy, a castle, a guest list full of people who only smiled when cameras were on. What Amelia dreaded wasn't the event itself, it was going alone. The whispers were already starting online. Why is the Queen of Tech still single? Is she incapable of relationships? The media treated her love life like a corporate scandal, dissecting every glance she shared with anyone under 40. So when she looked up from the invitation and saw him, Evan Miller, standing on a ladder in her office, fixing the reading lights, she made a reckless decision. "Evan," she said. He glanced down, dark hair falling over his forehead. "Yeah, would you like to go to a wedding with me?" He blinked, then nearly fell off the ladder. "I'm sorry, what, Evan was a single dad, part-time handyman, and part-time programmer who did odd jobs to afford his daughter's school fees. He'd met Amelia strictly by accident. A maintenance worker at the building messed up scheduling, and Evan stepped in for a quick fix. Amelia discovered he had a rare knack for repairing both hardware and software, and hired him on the spot as on-call tech support. They weren't close, but they weren't strangers, either. There was something about him, steady, calm, grounded, that soothed her in a world where everyone wanted something from her. "You want me to go as your date?" he asked. "No," she said quickly. "I mean, yes, sort of. It's complicated. You want a pretend date." Amelia sighed. "I just can't show up alone. And you're the only person I won't want to push off the balcony after 5 minutes." He laughed softly, surprising her. "That's the most romantic thing anyone said to me all year. So is that a yes?" He hesitated. "My daughter, Lily, she has a school event this weekend. But if I can arrange something, then, yeah, I'll go." Amelia didn't know why her heart lifted. Maybe because, for the first time in months, someone was agreeing to something without analyzing her net worth. The castle looked unreal, limestone walls glowing under the Italian sun, lanterns strung like floating stars along the courtyard. Guests arrived in designer gowns and tailored suits, but when Amelia stepped out of the car with Evan, every head turned. Not because of her, because of him. Evan, in a perfectly fitted black tuxedo, carried himself with a quiet confidence no billionaire heir ever managed naturally. He didn't look overwhelmed. He didn't look impressed. He looked comfortable. Maybe that's what made him stand out. As they walked in, Amelia heard whispers. "Who is he? Is he royalty? He looks familiar." She tried not to smile. Inside, her sister Lila ran up to her, radiant in pre-wedding glow. "Amelia, you made it, and you brought..." Lila's eyes widened. "Wow, this is Evan," Amelia said, suddenly feeling awkward. "He's a friend." For some reason, the word friend warmed him. "Well, he's definitely an upgrade from the last 2 boyfriends you didn't have," Lila whispered mischievously. Evan chuckled. Amelia elbowed her sister. The ceremony rehearsal was elegant, chaotic, and filled with people pretending to be important. Evan stayed close to Amelia, not clingy, not lost, just present, and she found herself glancing at him more often than necessary. He wasn't trying to impress anyone. He wasn't taking photos for social media. He was simply watching, observing, absorbing everything with quiet depth. During dinner, he leaned toward her and whispered, "Can I be honest? Please, I feel like I've wandered into a movie where I don't know the plot, but my character's pretending he does." She laughed, really laughed, and people stared because Amelia almost never laughed at public events. He didn't seem to notice. Or maybe he just didn't care. Then came the moment that changed everything. The groom, Henry Whitford, young, impeccably dressed, heir to a European conglomerate, walked into the hall and froze. His eyes landed on Evan. Shock ripped across his face. "Boss." The entire room went silent. Amelia turned to Evan. "Boss." Evan looked equally stunned. "Henry." Henry rushed forward, nearly tripping over an antique rug. "I can't believe it, Evan. Evan Miller. It is you." Amelia stared, confused. "What is happening?" Henry beamed. "Amelia, you didn't tell me you were bringing the man who saved my career." Evan rubbed the back of his neck. "I didn't know you were the groom." "Saved your career?" Amelia echoed. Henry nodded eagerly. Years ago, before I met Lila, I worked at a small tech firm in Chicago. I was messing up everything, coding errors, system crashes, chaos. I thought I was getting fired. He pointed at Evan, and then he took over the project. Rebuilt the entire system, taught me how to code properly. Became my mentor. Everyone at the company called him boss, because he trained half the juniors. If he hadn't helped me, I wouldn't be where I am today. The room buzzed. Everyone stared at Evan like he had magically grown wings. Amelia's throat tightened. She'd always assumed Evan was just gifted. But this, a mentor to one of Europe's most successful young CEOs. Why was he fixing lights in her office? As if sensing her thoughts, Evan murmured, life got complicated after my wife passed. I needed flexible work, not a demanding career. Lily came first. Her chest softened. You gave up everything for your daughter. I didn't give up, he said gently. I just changed direction. Henry clapped him on the shoulder. You have to sit at the front tomorrow. Non-negotiable. Evan laughed. I'm just a guest. Your family, boss. Amelia watched them talk. Evan humble, Henry enthusiastic, and felt something shift inside her. Not admiration, not gratitude, something deeper, something she wasn't ready to name. Later that evening, as music floated across the terrace, Evan and Amelia stepped into the quiet garden. Lanterns glowed in the trees, the air smelled like jasmine and old stone. Thank you, she said softly. For what? He asked. For coming, for making this feel bearable. For surprising me, he smiled faintly. You surprise me too. How? You're nothing like the woman people talk about. You're kinder, softer. He hesitated, lonelier. The truth landed gently, not painfully. I don't have many people I can trust, she admitted. You have one now, he said. If you want. Her breath caught. His hand brushed hers. Not possessive, not assuming. An invitation, a promise, a beginning. Amelia looked up at him under the soft lights, at the man who fit into her world without trying to belong to it. Maybe this wasn't pretend anymore. Maybe it never had been. She took his hand. I want, she whispered. And for the first time in years, she didn't feel alone at all.